Hey guys, this is Sari Torres.
It's Frankie Torres.
And we're the Pixel Slayers. And this is kind of a unique video. We're going to do some of our favorite game box art. And this isn't like a top 10 list or anything. This is just our opinions. So, I mean, don't add us like, why didn't you include this? This is just the ones that mean something to us that we like a lot.
So here we go.
Yep.
So my top favorite artwork, you're probably gonna be like wondering like why, and this Sonic Adventure, if you couldn't notice already, I'm sure you did. Sonic Adventure was probably one of the, I know that it didn't age well, but it was the game I picked up with my Sega Dreamcast, which I don't know if we talked about on the channel very much, but the Dreamcast was like my favorite system and still is my favorite system of all time to this day. And this cover just represents the end of a millennia, I guess, in gaming. It was the last Sonic game to launch with a Sega console, made for the last Sega console, and it just screams the end of a decade and the end of the 90s. If you look at the artwork, especially with the over design of the Sonic Adventure actual logo at the bottom of Sonic there, you see there's even clouds in the logo. It's just overdone, but even the simplistic things like such the logo, that shows you parts of like the level design. Like you'll recognize like those fonts from if you've played the game from like certain levels and stuff. So yeah, just this is the first time that you see Sonic with these big green eyes and big old feet, and this game just brings back so many feels, so many feels from this time and when I was a kid. And you know, I wasn't quite a kid, but I was, you know, like 12 years old when I first played this, and wow, like it just I can look at this game and I'm this cover and I'm back in 1999 playing my Dreamcast. So that's why this is my top cover.
So the rest of these aren't really going to be ranked. We're just going to kind of throw them out there. I'm not sure if I really have a top one, but I wanted to mention this one, which is Lemmings and No More Lemmings. And I love that from this game cover, you can see pretty much everything you do in the game. I'm sure most of you have played Lemmings or have seen it. And you're pretty much you're leading these guys. They can do small actions, but that's about all you can tell them to do. But every single action is here. You got the mining, the guard, I can't remember what it's called, the blocker, that's right. You got the floaters, you got the builders, all that. Yeah, it's just a really great box art that's really representing the whole game right there. Like, you see the whole game right there, and that's pretty cool.
Next one would be Super Metroid for the SNES. This artwork is so 90s, and it's so iconic. Yeah, you have anything to say about this one?
Oh, something that I like a lot, and there's a couple more that are like this on this list, is being in the action in the box art. Like, this is right in the action, you know? Mm-hmm. The way Samus is positioned, the way she's shooting, the enemy positions, and if you look closely, you'll see additional claws on the side of the screen. You see exactly what you're getting right there.
So the next one we have are actually two, not just one. Final Fantasy VIII and Shenmue on the Sega Dreamcast. This was like very late 90s, early thousands. Shenmue came out actually in the year 2000. But these two iconic covers where everybody just likes to look off of the cover.
Yeah, nobody's looking at you. They're just kind of avoiding your eyes. Just barely. I mean, Ryu's almost looking at you, but even him is just like, nope.
Yeah, I like how on the Shenmue cover you have the mirror from the actual game. You'll see the mirror in the background with Landy back there, and yeah, and I don't know, this cover, I just thought it was so cool when the game came out. I was so hyped for the game when I first heard about it, and when I got it, it was just, I just looked at this cover and like, wow, this game just looks so cool. And with Final Fantasy VIII,
it's kind of cool because you do have it is very representative of the game itself, because you do have a love triangle between the three of these. So you've got her in the middle of the two of them. They're rivals, and this is Sorceress Edea, who is possessed by Sorceress Ultimacia. I'm not going to go too far into it, but she's kind of the overarching villain of the whole thing, and just the way she's sort of half faded into the background, with the three of them sort of rule of thirdsing it up. If you know about rule of thirds, this is like a perfect example of that. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy game as a game, but the artwork, I think this is my favorite Final Fantasy cover. It's just, I don't know, I just think it's a nice little work of art.
So staying on RPGs, this is just, I feel like I'm in the middle of the action when I look at this. Persona 4 for the PlayStation 2, and also out on the Vita.
Yeah, I like this one's artwork better than the Vita, though. I actually had both of them next to each other thinking, which one do I like better? And this was the obvious choice for me.
I seriously just, I can get the feel for the game just by looking at it. I see Teddy on the TV. I'm right there. Like, this is probably some of the coolest artwork.
And the way it's divided, once again, rule of thirds, if you don't know what that is, it's about how dividing things in a frame is best done with one thing on the left, one thing on the right, and one thing in the middle. And this does that again perfectly with the lines down the side. You've got your protagonist in the middle with his persona, all of his teammates on the sides. It's got that vibrant color here that depicts the shadow world, and then the normal colors depicting his school life, and it's just great. It's very eye-catching.
Yeah, definitely. Probably my favorite PlayStation 2 cover.
Yeah, for sure. This was kind of a quickie. I honestly just have one thing that I want to talk about with this. This is a Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator for the Atari 2600. And how often do you see a video game color that is in the perspective of the villains? Because you're fighting the Klingons in this game, and you're actually on their ship, looking at the Enterprise about to attack. That's not what you're playing in the game. That's just the viewpoint of your villains, and I think that's a really cool, unique choice for a video game cover.
Turok Evolution for the GameCube. You're actually like about to get eaten by this raptor here.
Yeah, I just love the closeness and the intensity. Honestly, I've never played this game, but I have such a solid memory of seeing this cover in stores because it's not just terrifying, it's also a little majestic. You can see the spit coming off of him, the blood on his claws. It's just such a cool close-up. I don't know, I just always had a real liking for this game cover. This one's kind of a bit close to my heart because, so this is Yoshi's Island DS, and I just love every little piece of artwork on here. So much, in fact, that when I was pregnant with my daughter, I did paintings of some of these pieces of art to put in her bedroom when she was a baby. And I just love the way it personifies every one of the babies that you can get with your Yoshi, Princess Peach, Wario, Baby Bowser, and Baby Donkey Kong, and of course, Baby Mario.
Sticking with DS.
Yeah, we've got Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Originally an SNES game, remastered for the Nintendo DS, but this cover is definitely a lot better than the SNES's cover.
And it's hard to get on the camera, but it does have a shine to it. This here is very shiny. It's got like a sort of glimmer thing to it. I like the sort of light up letters in the back that say Superstar Ultra, almost like it's a boxing match or something, and all of the spectators are all of the little enemies watching Kirby, and it's just, when I think of Kirby, this is the exact box art that I think of.
Grindhouse time, House of the Dead Overkill. This is probably one of my favorite shooters on the Wii. Granted, that's not saying too much, but this game on the Wii, so much fun and so shocking, honestly, at the time. Like, wow, this is on the Wii. But like, seriously, this game is so much fun. I like the Wii version better than the PlayStation 3 version. Even though it doesn't have the HD graphics, you get to use the Wiimote to shoot, and it's just a lot more convenient.
I have to point out, it says this is like something out of a video game, which is just the exact kind of tone and humor that this game has. I also love, there's only really like 4 colors. There's like gray, black, white, and red.
I mean, there's color in the game, but it's like done in that grindhouse style. And
yeah.
I remember this came out a couple years after I saw Robert Rodriguez's grindhouse.
Yeah.
Well, it was Tarantino and Rodriguez. But anyways, I love that movie, and this game made me think of that movie, and this is just a great game.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here, this is the most recent title on this list. This is Kingdom Hearts 3. To be honest, all 3 of the mainline Kingdom Hearts games have beautiful artwork. I love how it has every single one of the characters kind of staring off into the distance, almost Final Fantasy VIII or Shamu style. But this one in particular has that sort of weird sunset in the background, and just seeing this arrangement, like this cover art, it doesn't look like an average game. It doesn't look like, you know, a game you would normally see. And I actually, when this artwork got released online, I doubted it for a long time because it didn't look like video game artwork to me. But it was the real thing, so pretty cool. Unfortunately, we don't have the exact artwork for the one I'm looking for here, but we do have Okami HD, but what I prefer even more to this artwork is the original Okami artwork. So the artwork to Okami, it's kind of simple, but you've got your main character, Amaterasu, of course, the dog, who's really a goddess, and
the IGN logo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you don't know about the IGN logo thing, that's only on the Wii version, but, yeah, look that up. I don't want to go into it, but look up IGN logo Okami. It's pretty funny. But the overall design, it has that sort of old Japanese paint style to it.
It looks like it's a scroll.
Yeah, it really does. Honestly, I've debated getting a tattoo of this dog design right here of Amaterasu, but I need to beat the game first. I'm not going to get a tattoo if I don't beat the game that it's in. But I just love this piece of art so much. It's just really cool to me. And the background, everything they do with the colors is just really beautiful. Okay, and this is the last one. Honestly, I said I wasn't going to pick a favorite, but this is probably my favorite box art of any video game. And
it's a close second for me as well.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have the actual box of this one, so I just have to throw the image up there, but you know this one, you love this one. It's Doom.
Like, honestly, you see the picture and it's Doom. Like,
yeah.
You know, you're just like you're on Mars trying to survive all these monsters, demons, I guess is a better word for it. And you're just shooting, and you're just trying to not get engulfed.
You're literally smack dab in the middle of it, just like he is there in the middle.
Yeah, you don't want to get, I made up a word just now, but you do not want to get, what's the word I'm thinking of? I can't think of it.
Bombarded?
Bombarded is a better word, but like engulfed?
Ambushed?
Ambushed, engulfed.
You know.
Engalloped is I would like to.
Engalloped, yep.
Engalloped, that's like.
Engalloped, that's a new word we're gonna put in the dictionary.
But yeah.
And something I didn't notice until like a couple years ago was that this guy in the front is actually looking at you. And that kind of creeped me out ever since I noticed it. It's like, it's almost like he's saying, are you gonna be next? And not to mention the fact that you, the surveyor of this artwork, are holding a gun as well. So it is really like saying, are you gonna be next, you know?
Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else out there used to play over a 56K modem, dialing into their friend's modem and playing death matches on, you know, Doom 1, Doom 2, but seeing this box art really brings back memories of that, and kind of gives you the whole idea of the game just by looking at it. But yeah, memories, and to be honest, that's what drives my favorites.
Yeah, and not to mention, well, I should mention that they remade this artwork for Doom 2016. I'll throw that up there right there. It's pretty cool how they did that as well. So that was some of our favorite video game cover art. Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many, it's overwhelming. Oh my god. It's not even in the shot here. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was sort of a little impromptu idea we threw together. I hope you enjoyed it. We've got lots more coming for you here on the Pixel Slayers, and we're really glad you came here to join us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see you again soon.
We'll get you on the next one.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.